Hey guys, welcome. This is Matt.
And I'm Jackson.
We're from Flick Fanatics, and we're here at the big day.
The biggest day of the year for all creeds, all religions, all races, all sexes.
All movies.
The Oscars.
We're here at the awards. We're going to go over the best movies of the year. Take it away.
Take it away? Oh, best movie of the year? Yeah, we'll be talking about the best movies.
We're going to talk about the best movies of the year, and I can't wait.
And we're not just going to talk about them, we're going to yell about them.
The best movies of the year!
To you! We're going to yell at you!
Here we are at the Oscars. We're going to talk about the Oscars.
Red carpet hasn't even been set up yet.
Welcome. Best movies of the year. Here we go.
Here we go. You hear that? George Clooney is here.
I'll make you two promises. The first is that I'll be brief.
Best movies of the year.
We're here for the best movies of the year.
We're here for them. We're here for you. We're here for us. Mainly us. We're here for the Twitters. We're here for the Facebooks, Tumblrs, YouTubes,
Google
SoundCloud, Google Plus, MySpace,
Tinder.
Oh,
we're here for the best movies of the year.
CGI, the best basketball movie.
Best actor.
Best actor. Best actress. Best extra.
The best movies of the year.
2015 for the 2014 movie season.
With special guests Rick Danger,
Julius Faber,
Marshall Alto,
Matt Festel,
Jackson Turner,
and maybe other people, who knows.
The Late Reviews, Dom from Kino Movies,
31 Film Talk,
Dr. Movie 91, Heel Pictures, Oscar. Oscar for the Oscars. So let's go. We're going to walk the yellow brick road and we'll see you on the other side.
Hello, Rick Danger here. It's been a little while, been a while, but I'm here to bring you something special that we've been having in the works for like years. Oscar Special 2015, but parentheses for the year 2014. I always get confused by that because it's 2015 Oscars, but it's first. I don't get it. But we got some stuff. Bring you some stuff. Here's the first one. Here's my little Rick category. Number 1, best special effects, Evil Bong, and parentheses Evil Bong 2. I'm not even sure if they came out this year, but I bought them this year, and they were fucking great. You know, the way it like talked and whispered with this little. I was like, oh, it's a little real bong talking to me right now. Like, did I smoke something? God, I don't. So I don't do drugs.
Welcome, everybody, to Flick Fanatics special presentation for the 87th Academy Awards. Here we're going to be talking about the best pictures, best actors, best actresses, all sorts of categories. I mean, if you want to look at it, just go on the fucking website and look at it. But of course, it's sponsored by Cadillac.
So if you're not familiar with Cadillac, check them out. They make cars and they're pretty popular. If you want to see our favorite films of the year,
Personal favorites.
This is our favorite according to the Academy's picks.
Yeah.
So we are going to be picking off of what they've listed as the nominees, and we're going to pick the best one in our views.
Who's up for visual effects?
Visual effects. You have Captain America, The Winter Soldier, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, Guardians of the Galaxy, Interstellar, X-Men Days of Future Past. Now, what do you got to go with on that one?
That's a real easy pick for me. I'm going to go with Interstellar.
Cool.
Interstellar beats Dawn, in my opinion, because it had a much broader visual effect scope. It wasn't just focused on the mechanics of the primates. So I thought it was a well-rounded visual effects movie. What about you, Matt?
I think I'm going to have to go with Dawn of the Planet of the Apes because I was just blown away by these apes and these monkeys, and I had never seen anything like that in a movie where it's that crisp and that detailed, you know, unless it's the one before it. But you know, with space, there's maps and images.
Now up for best sound editing, we have
American Sniper, Birdman, or The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance, parentheses, The Hobbit, Battle of the Five Armies, Interstellar, or Unbroken? What do you go with on this one?
That's honestly a tough one. I may have to go with Unbroken, even though the story itself was pretty shallow and didn't really capture the book. The sound was crisp, perfectly placed, and really well balanced. So I'm going to go with Unbroken for that one, Matt.
I'm going to have to go with Interstellar on this one. Richard King did a king's job on this one. I really enjoyed the sound editing for this film. I was very impressed by the space sequences.
Well, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back.
What is up, everybody? I want to thank Flick Fanatics, everybody at Flick Fanatics, for letting me do this video. And the question is, what is my favorite film in any of the Oscars, any if it was nominated or not? And one of mine has to be Paul Thomas Anderson's There Will Be Blood. Nominated for 2008's Oscar for Best Picture, sadly didn't win, lost to No Country for Old Men. I love that film as well, but in my opinion, I kind of feel There Will Be Blood is a little bit better. Reason being is because just everything from the characters all the way to the cinematography and the soundtrack. First, let me talk about the actor. Daniel Day-Lewis did awesome in that film. I think that's his best performance. A character that is so crazy, not crazy, but such an anti-hero. You just can't wait to see what he does next. The cinematography is so beautiful. I mean, as an aspiring filmmaker, I look up to that film as one of the main influences for cinematography-wise and character development. It has this eerie tone to it right in the beginning, the wide-angle shot of the hillside with the great cinematography and soundtrack just puts you in the scene. You know, you feel the atmosphere with that all together. Well done on Paul Thomas Anderson's side. And yeah, looking forward to his next film, Inherent Vice. Hopefully that will be nominated, and hopefully he wins for that. So yeah, thanks guys, thanks for watching this, and thanks for inviting me, everybody at Flick Fanatics, and hope you all have a great one.
So, the category, another one. Chemistry, Bunsen burners, mix this. Oh, that needs a little more iodine, I think. Best chemistry in the movies. That's when a person talks to another person, you know, you really believe, you know, they got something there. And it gives you hope. Maybe you'll find that someday. And that goes to Spider-Man and his woman, Spider-Lady. But it's a part 1, part 2. Part 2, Breaking Bad. It was the best chemistry I've seen all year. Yeah! Ow! Ow!
Welcome back to Flick Fanatics' special presentation of the 87th Academy Awards, sponsored by Cadillac. We move on down the list. And right now, it looks like we've got editing. So, Matt, why don't you tell us who's up for editing?
American Sniper, Boyhood, The Grand Budapest Hotel, The Imitation Game, and Whiplash.
Wow, that's
a tough one.
That's a tough bunch, I'll tell you that much, but I'm definitely going to go with The Grand Budapest Hotel. The editing alongside the quirkiness of the film and the incredible cinematography really melded together perfectly in great harmony. And not only, editing shouldn't just be about, you know, is the physical edits perfect, but does it complement the film? And the editing really complemented the film wonderfully.
You know, this is really tough, but I'm going to agree with you, and I'm going to say Grand Budapest Hotel with a very close second of Whiplash.
Best Adapted Screenplay. Now this category is interesting because the writers adapt a story.
American Sniper, written by Jason Hall. The Imitation Game, written by Graham Moore. Inherent Vice, written for the screen by Paul Thomas Anderson. The Theory of Everything, screenplay by Anthony McCartan. Whiplash, written by Damien Chazelle.
Hey, who knows? Who knows anymore? It's the 21st century.
Names are weird.
Names are very, very weird. But Matt, why don't you tell us who you picked for that one?
Paul Thomas Anderson. Heck yeah, great job, great movie. overlooked in a lot of senses.
Matt, I'm going to have to second that. Inherent Vice, wonderful story, brought to the screen very tastefully.
Yeah, wonderful story that I'm still thinking about. And I can't wait to see it again.
But unfortunately, we got to go to another commercial break. Please come back for the special Flick Fanatics presentation of the 87th Academy Awards, sponsored by Cadillac.
These commercials are by some of our good friends, so watch the commercials, they're good.
Enjoy.
Hey guys, this is Tim from Late Reviews, and before I start, I'd just like to thank Flick Fanatics for inviting me and letting me join in on their video. I'm really excited for this year's Oscars. As everyone knows by now, the Lego Movie was not nominated for Best Animated Feature, and while I'm as upset and shocked as everyone else, I do see a few reasons on why it wasn't. Whether the film deserves a nomination or not, I think there's one thing that we can all agree on, and that this movie was pure fun. I don't know about you guys, but I grew up playing with Legos. In fact, if you dumped a set of Legos out in front of me, I would probably build them right now. I'll probably always love Legos because I grew up playing with them. And I had a lot of fun with this movie. It's unique, it's beautiful looking, the production value, the voiceovers are incredible, and it's actually very funny, and I found it really hard to find anything wrong with it. And I keep asking myself this: if everyone loved it so much, why didn't it get nominated? Ultimately, I think it comes down to the audience, those who went to go see this movie, which is younger kids, my age group, and a little older than me. And unless you're a parent, I don't think older people like 50 and 60 and onwards went to go see this movie. This movie is based on a toy that a certain generation played with, and think of it this way: if they made a Lincoln Logs movie, I certainly wouldn't go see that movie, but the 50, 60, and 70-year-olds would go see it. Even if the Lincoln Log movie looked as incredible as the Lego Movie, it attracts a different audience, and for something like an awards ceremony, a movie that only attracts my age group doesn't really fit in with all the other movies that fit in the Academy Awards. And if anyone wants to make a Lincoln Log movie, I'm not opposing it. I would definitely go see it, especially if it was in 3D. I just don't know what the fuck you're gonna make it about. So yeah, I mean, I think that award ceremonies kind of make things a little bit more difficult, and if you look at the movies that are nominated, they kind of represent a timeless feel. They're larger than just a certain generation or demographic. And if you look at the past Best Animated Features, you'll see that those movies kind of are more general and more ambiguous than the Lego Movie, which kind of sucks because the Lego Movie should deserve a chance, because I think it can kind of open up the door for future movies to be nominated that don't have to be so timeless, but unfortunately that's not the way it turned out. Oscar or not, I think the Lego Movie is one of the best movies of the year, and I think it's one of my favorite animated films in the past 5 years. And the fact that it didn't get nominated just makes it that much more of an underdog, and it kind of makes me enjoy it even more. So if you haven't checked out the Lego Movie, I highly suggest you do, because people will be talking about it for like a long time.
The Lego Movie. I love Legos. I loved building them as a kid, and I loved playing with them and having them talk to each other. And you know, sometimes I heard Chris Pratt's voice for a couple of them, so I loved it. It was so funny. And there was a little wizard man. He was blind, and oh, it was a good time. And there was a little spaceman, a little cat woman. It was great. It was a great time. Check it out. My favorite. Thank you. Goodbye. That's all I got. Okay. And I love Batman. It was good, you know. They threw my favorite thing into my second favorite thing. They fucked, and it birthed out the Lego Movie.
Welcome back to Flick Fanatics.
Special presentation of the 87th Academy Awards, sponsored by Cadillac.
Sponsored by
Cadillac.
Faber. Let's get to it. Original screenplay. We have Birdman, or The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance, written by Alejandro G. Inarritu, Nicholas G. Some more names. Boyhood, written by Richard Linklater. Foxcatcher, I'm not going to say any more names. I'm just going to keep going. The Grand Budapest Hotel and Nightcrawler. What do you go with on this one? This is a very good list.
I'd say
5
that's
great films.
very, very, very tough. But I'm definitely going to have to go with Nightcrawler. Intense, gripping. The dialogue was insane. The story itself is just something you don't see very often, if ever.
I want to agree with you, but I'm going to have a little disagreement here. Birdman was super original, really unique, and not that Nightcrawler wasn't. But I really, really like both those movies a lot, but I'm going to go with Birdman for this one. Just for this moment. It might change in 5 minutes, but it's cool.
Honorable mention, Richard Linklater's Boyhood. Just saying. Cinematography.
Birdman, The Grand Budapest Hotel. We got a cool movie here based off my good friend over here called Mr. Turner.
That's me.
And Unbroken. I would go with The Grand Budapest Hotel if I didn't go with Birdman. I'm going to go with Birdman again.
Definitely going with The Grand Budapest Hotel.
Hear from one of our friends again. Take a blast from the past about the Oscars. Or let's hear something new from Rick.
Yeah.
Let's hear both.
Rick, are you there? We'll be back for Flick Fanatics special presentation of the 87th Academy Awards, sponsored by Cadillac.
What is up, my movie fanatics? Dr. Movie 91 here, and I got to do the 74th Annual Academy Awards. If you don't know, that is movies from 2001. And as I sit here and I think about all the great movies in 2001, there is one movie that stands out more than any other movie. It was up for 2 Academy Awards. It won for Best Sound, and it is Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor to me was something that really touched me emotionally. A lot of movies don't do that. That was a horrible day in our nation. I mean, what our beautiful nation went through that day. And we bounced back. But a lot of people, you know, we don't really get to feel what happens during war and tragic events like that unless you really live it. And I feel like that movie did it, and it did it well. I thought the directing was brilliant. I thought the score was brilliant. I thought the sound was awesome with all the guns and the ships and the planes and just the craziness going on. I loved all the actors in the film. For me, 2001, Pearl Harbor got snubbed big time. I wanted it to win more. I wanted to see it be nominated for more awards. But it'll always be Best Picture in 2001 in my heart, so I guess that is good enough. Thank you, Flick Fanatics, for putting this together. It was an honor to be here, and I really appreciate everything you guys have done and all the hard work you put into this.
Hello everybody, I am Oscar, and speaking of Oscar, the Oscars! Yes, that's right, the Oscars. They are an award ceremony to celebrate the great moments in film of a certain year. Or they're supposed to. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Oscars do credit a lot of great films, but they have also been known to snub some films. A big example of this is from the ceremony that took place in 2003, and the big film that I feel got snubbed that year was nominated for Best Foreign Language Film, and that is the 2002 martial arts film Hero. Yes, Hero, in my opinion, is the biggest snub to ever happen in the Academy Awards. Hero should have also been nominated for Best Costume Design, Best Art Direction, Best Original Score, Best Cinematography, Best Original Screenplay, Best Director, and most definitely Best Picture. Hero is probably the most beautiful film ever. It's like you grabbed Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon and the 2012 video game Journey and you just collided them together and you got Hero. And the pure beauty of this film should have been credited through wins or at least nominations. I mean, this film actually brought a tear to my eye just because of the sheer look of the film. Nothing heartbreaking was happening. It was just the combination of costume design, production design, cinematography, and the score just overall just made this an epic film at only a 90-minute runtime. And I feel the directing by Zhang Yimou should have gotten the win that year because of the way he was able to balance all of these elements. And considering this was his very first martial arts film, that is just impressive the way he handled the action as well as the story. And when you bring up this ceremony in particular, a lot of people talk about the bad choice of having Chicago win Best Picture and how Lord of the Rings Two Towers should have won Best Picture that year. Two Towers is a great film and all, but Hero was easily the biggest snub. It seems a bit odd that the Academy Awards didn't really give this film as much credit as I feel it deserved. So that's my opinions on what I think is the biggest snub in the Academy's history, being Hero. And thanks everyone for watching, and see ya.
Best music of the year. Best music that I saw this year was a musical called Into the Woods. It had all sorts of fairy tales and little guys and little men, little creatures, and I love all that. That's just like my bread and butter. Slice me up some of that, nom nom nom. So Into the Woods, best music. But you know, these fuckers over there were saying Interstellar was, you know, good music. I didn't see that though, because you know I don't really believe in outer space. I don't think there's nothing up there. I've never been to outer space. Have any of you? No. No. You know who else, who's only been to outer space? Neil deGrasse Armstrong, and he's it. That's it. He's the only man that's ever been, and how do we know he's not just, you know, doing drugs or lying? You know, I'm not taking his word, and you shouldn't either. Wake up! So Into the Woods, yeah, best music. Meryl Streep. She made my heart sing while she was singing her heart out. It was a good time. It was great.
Welcome back to the Flick Fanatics Academy Awards Oscars 87th Cadillac Awards. Here we go. Let's do it.
Sponsored by Cadillac.
Directing. Here are the nominees.
Ooh.
Birdman, Alejandro G. Boyhood, Richard Linklater, Foxcatcher. Is that Bennett? Bennett Miller. The Grand Budapest Hotel, Wes Anderson. And The Imitation Game, Morton Tildum. Tildum.
Jesus, that's a weird one, and I feel kind of bad for this, but I'm going for The Grand Budapest Hotel again, honestly. The cues that Wes Anderson must have given these actors were right on time every single time.
I'm going to go with Boyhood. Richard Linklater, no one could top you. 12 years in the making.
Yeah,
no one has the dedication to do that. No one has the tolerance to work with actors that way and the chemistry to mend like that with actors like Ethan Hawke, Patricia Arquette.
And we'll be back with Best Supporting Actor and Actress. Stick around for the Flick Fanatics special presentation of the 87th Academy Awards, sponsored by Cadillac. Thank you.
Hello, this is Julius Faber back to give you another one of my patented board games here. We've been testing it and testing it and testing it for many years with little success until now. I lived it. Version 87. It's a virtual reality game where you relive all those precious moments you can't get back with Grandma and you can't get back with Uncle Bill, but you can get them back now, and I'm giving it to you. All right, here's how it works. You put on the patented headset that brings you back, and you put on the noise-canceling headphones. And I'm having trouble here. You gotta get immersed. So you gotta put on these headphones. These headphones make you immersed in the experience, and you need to have them on noise-canceling headphones so nobody can bother you while you're doing this. All right, throw me the headset. God, where is it? The best part is you can navigate your memories with the handset. Throw me the handset. All right, so, and then you go back and you press the button on top and it starts up the memory. This was when I had my little dog and his name was Sparky, and we were playing out in my backyard and the sun was shining and I can see Mrs. Hamilton. She's baking her rhubarb pies and it smells so good, and oh, I hear the ice cream truck. It's coming along. Let's go get some ice cream, Sparky. Come on. Oh, God. Oh, Sparky, where are you going? Oh, God. Sparky. I lived it. You're gonna love it. I lived it, and I loved it. you're gonna want to see what happened in your past because you don't remember it so well. I didn't remember mine so well. Thanks a lot for letting me show you my product. It's gonna change your life. It changed mine. We done?
Welcome back to the Flick Fanatics special presentation of the 87th Academy Award, sponsored by Cadillac. Thank you, Cadillac. Thank you. Best Supporting Actor. The drums.
Robert Duvall from The Judge. Ethan Hawke, Boyhood. Edward Norton, Birdman. Mark Ruffalo, Foxcatcher. And J.K. Simmons from Whiplash. I'm going to go with J.K. Simmons for Whiplash.
Wow.
Great performance, great movie. Awesome job.
Wow. Well then, definitely going to have to give it to Ethan Hawke. Definitely. Totally captured the dad feel in the movie. He's so good, they should have just bumped him up.
I'm going to go with Patricia Arquette, Boyhood. She's a good mom. She's a really good mom.
I'm going to second that, Matt, absolutely. She was a good balance. She added a nice balance to the movie. Great role.
I need a break.
I need a break, too.
Some water.
And when we come back, we only have 2 more categories before our final category.
This song goes out to this year's Oscars. Male DVR it, but here it goes to the Oscars. Leo doesn't have an Oscar, so I'm singing to him. Leo, you deserve an Oscar. Here's to you, Leo. Ta-da! How about that for Leo? You don't deserve an Oscar, you deserve a song by me. Marshall Alton.
There's always a little poop in the pot. There's always some diarrhea in the stew of any dish. There's always a little poop in the chili, you know? Always a little feces in the pot. There's always a little poop in the pudding, you know, every year, anything, you know, there's always a few rat turds involved. And that goes with movies too, you know. I saw some rat turds this year, and let me tell you, you know, they weren't good. Maleficent. Shitty movie, just bad. You know, Angelina Jolie. You know, that was you know, Angelina Jolie. You know, she's good. Yeah, she was the best. She was the saving grace of that turd sandwich. But you know, besides that, it was a bad movie. Hercules. You know, I thought I was gonna be seeing an epic of Greek gods and naked broads and goat men, but I got none of that. I got no Danny DeVito, and that was what I came for. Danny singing with his shirt off and little goat hooves, but I didn't get that. I didn't see Transformers 4, but I'm going to go ahead and veto that for a big plate of diarrhea. You want to make a robot movie about people, you know, that makes fucking sense. Michael Bay. You know, that's the cool thing to do, make fun of Michael Bay. You know, I'm doing it because I'm a cool guy. Cool cat. Meow. Meow. Where's my milk? 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 Meow, meow. So yeah, Transformers.
Welcome back to Flick Fanatics 87th Oscars Awards. Actor in a leading role. We have Steve Carell from Foxcatcher, Bradley Cooper from American Sniper, Benedict Cumberbatch from The Imitation Game, Michael Keaton from Birdman, or Eddie Redmayne from The Theory of Everything.
I'm going to go with Steve Carell's hilarious performance in Foxcatcher. Wonderful. Honestly, I don't think his nose was big enough.
Michael Keaton for Birdman. That was awesome. Michael Keaton really came back with that film and with that performance especially. And
yeah, it was a good way to come back. I agree with that. Best actress in a leading role.
Marion Cotillard for 2 Days, 1 Night. Felicity Jones, The Theory of Everything. Julianne Moore, Still Alice. Rosamund Pike from Gone Girl. Or Reese Witherspoon, Wild. Who do you give this one to?
Rosamund Pike. Thank you very much.
I'm going to say real quick, I second that. Gone Girl was awesome. Rosamund Pike was awesome. And I said it since I saw it. She needs to get the best actress.
Yep, perfect antagonist. Great role, great performance.
But was she the antagonist or was she the protagonist?
We are going to take our final commercial break.
Before Best Picture, you're going to hear from some of our pals and what they thought was the best picture of the year. According or not according to the Oscars, so have fun.
Find out when you come back to the Flick Fanatics special presentation of the 87th Academy Awards sponsored by Cadillac. Thank you, Cadillac.
Alright, here's Julius Faber with his favorite movie of the year. Why bother naming any of the other movies? Because the number one is the only good movie you should see. And guess what? My number one movie was Interstellar. Because that Matthew McConaughey, he really took my heart and he put it into space. And that's where I want to be now. Because I'm going to Mars. And that movie inspired me. I like space. They put it in space. I like space. I want to reiterate that space is one of my favorite things. So, that's why I don't even remember the plot, but space is great. And that is a good movie. I'm signing off. Thank you very much for watching.
We rolling? We good? Really could have made this easier on myself. Hello, Internet! So this past year, 2014, saw a lot of good movies, and like anyone, I think any normal person, I didn't get to see all of them. I'm actually still trying to see some 2014 movies, because I'm still trying to work on my 2014 video that should come out around Oscar time. But I don't think any movie I have left to see can top the one that I'm going to talk about, for a few reasons. First of all, it's just a well-made film. But mostly, this is the kind of movie that's more catered towards me. It's not that often that we get something like this. And it's special to me. So I think a lot of you already know what my pick is, but just in case you don't know, it's The Raid 2. Now, The Raid 2 is an Indonesian film. It's building off the success of the first one, but it does it correctly. It doesn't rehash the first movie in any way. It's a whole continuation sort of thing. We keep the story moving. We have some of the characters. Let's put them in new situations and keep the story going. That's how a sequel should be done in my mind. I think the biggest thing this movie has is its cinematography. It is excellent. Ooh, my goodness. And not just for the action scenes, but just in general, just across the board. Amazing cinematography. But there's longer takes in this film. And I'm going to segue that into my next point of why this movie is great, is the action. Now, the long takes, what I mean is when there's fight scenes, and there are a lot of them in this movie, which is just awesome. When there's a fight scene, the edit, the clip, the shot, it lasts a lot longer before there's a cut. And let's say you take a movie from 2014 as well. Let's say like a Captain America: The Winter Soldier. When Black Widow is fighting the Winter Soldier, that scene, a lot of cuts. You never see Scarlett Johansson's face until the very end, when she's like basically up against a car, I think, and she runs away. I mean, she did nothing in that entire scene. She wasn't actually there as her stunt double. A film like The Raid 2, the cuts don't happen as often. If they do cut a little more often than usual, it's because like something's hitting a wall and they want you to see it a lot closer or something. There are a lot of scenes where it's just like, ooh, just you feel it, you see it in all its glory. They don't cut away. They don't like cut to another angle as soon as it happens, and you kind of lose that impact of it. This film, the editing is just amazing. The director of this film, he also wrote it and he edited it, so just everything is seamless because he had his hand in every part of the production of this, and it really shows. The blood in this, it's amazing because I'm pretty sure most of it is practical effects. There's a car chase in this film, which you probably would have not expected something like that, and it's one of the best damn car chases of this decade. We're halfway into the decade now. This car chase needs to be considered on like that top 10 list or something if that's ever going to be made. Each action scene in this film brings something different to the table. You got some action scenes that are like in a really tight space. Uses a lot of the environments, weapon use, prop use, all that kind of stuff, and many more, because there are a lot of fight scenes in this movie. It's really, really awesome. So to conclude, the film is just, it has a deep story, thrilling action, and just balls to the wall. I mean, just in everything, in the storytelling, the characters. I know this movie isn't going to win any kind of like Oscars or anything like that, because when you get to something like this, something that's excessively action-packed like this, I don't know why that downgrades it from being like an award-winning film. So when a film comes out like this, and it's this good, of course it's going to be my favorite movie of the year. That's it. I had this card with everything I wanted to say on it. I don't know how to end this video, so here's a picture of a monkey. Bye.
Hey, we're back with the final category. Ooh. We have Best Picture.
Nominees are, there are 8. American Sniper, Birdman, Boyhood, The Grand Budapest Hotel, The Imitation Game, Selma, The Theory of Everything, or Whiplash.
Now, those are some heavy-hitting movies right there. Conquering a lot of important times in history, interesting, emotional struggles, but I will definitely have to go with Boyhood. Now, when I originally gave my top 10 movies of 2014, I had not seen Boyhood, but I've seen it since, and I definitely believe it deserves Best Picture. One, because of the 12-year dedication.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh Boyhood. I'm going to go with Boyhood. You know what, though? I'm actually going to go with The Grand Budapest Hotel. I really liked Boyhood, and I think in my list it was in the top 5, but I also think Grand Budapest was before it, and I stand by that. I do think Grand Budapest was the best film of the year according to the Best Picture nominations from the Academy Awards, sponsored by Cadillac. 87th Awards, I give it to Grand Budapest, and I also give it to Boyhood. I give it to both movies. It's a little shared, and I think they both really do deserve it.
Cut that trophy right in half.
Get the buzzsaw. I really actually can't decide. You know, there's other great films on that list. I really liked Selma a lot. And I also really, really liked Whiplash a lot. Sponsored by Cadillac. Thanks for sticking around. We hope to see you next year. We're going to change up the dynamic. We'll work out some new stuff with it. We really thank all of our guests. The Late Reviews, 31 Film Talk, Dr. Movie 91, Oscar from Heel Pictures, and we also thank Dom Kino Movies. Thank you guys for helping us out making this video.
So much.
Thank you to our good friends Rick as well as Julius for making videos for us, for helping us out. Most importantly, this wouldn't happen without your help, your support. Please comment below. What are your picks that we also picked for the best of the year?
We want to hear your opinions, whether they
agree or disagree.
So please, 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 please comment. Give that little thumbs up, you know, do one of those. Even to the screen. You don't even have to click it. Just go like that.
I'm giving one to you right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of them. I'm gonna even give them 2.
We'll see you very soon for more videos in Season 5. It's going to be a great season. We got a lot coming out. Jason Thunder 2 is in the works.
In the works. Stay tuned, because we'll probably have some announcements about that later on in the year. But once again, thank you, and I hope you stick with us throughout the rest of the season.